Everyone is talking about this documentary, but there is a very important piece of this story that they don't tell you about in the doc. The crash follows the story of Mackenzie Shirilla, who was 17 years old when she crashed a car into a brick wall at almost 100 miles per hour without braking at all. And it resulted in the deaths of two boys, Davion Flanagan and Dominic Russo. And in the documentary, you can see just how much her parents enable her bad behavior, but they didn't show you the very weird conversations that she was having with her mother right after she was arrested. I talk about all of this in the episode I just did for Heart Starts Pounding, where I go through the case and talk about a lot of stuff that didn't show up in the documentary. But Mackenzie and her mother were known to speak to each other in a secret language, and let me play one of those conversations for you right now.
It's kind of like pig Latin. Can we tell the police I had a seizure? Can we tell the police something like that?
Can't we just tell them I had a seizure or something? And her mother responds, we can. Online sleuths have identified this language as Carney, which is kind of like Pig Latin. But this phone call is a huge deal because it kind of shows them coming up with the so-called medical emergency that Kenzie might have suffered in the car. As we know, the defense's only argument was that Kenzie suffered from POTS and therefore she must have passed out in the car and driven it into that brick wall. They didn't have any medical experts testify. They didn't have anyone come to the stand and corroborate that. They just said it and hoped that everyone would believe them. Now, already people don't really believe that, but it becomes even more unbelievable when you hear her and her mom in this weird secret language talking to each other, trying to come up with the idea of like, oh, is this a seizure I could have had? Like, can we just blame it on something else and then move on with our lives? And it also looks bad when you know that the first thing Mackenzie said to investigators when they visited her in the hospital was, can't you just take my license for 10 years or something? There's obviously a lot more to this case. You can check it out in this week's episode of Heart Starts Pounding on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.